We will do a roll call, please, even though we know one person is en route and she'll be here momentarily.
Mark Joseph,
I'm here.
Donald Williams, Kevin Eisenberg,
Present.
Liz Alessio, Bernie Narvaez, Ryan Gregory,
Here.
Paul Doring,
Here.
Michelle Deasy, Margie Moeller,
Here.
Robin McKee.
Here.
And we have confirmed absences today from Directors Washington and Pedroza. We do have a quorum.
Perfect. And that's Director Alessio will be here, so we'll be a quorum plus. Okay. All right. Very good. Next is adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda of the tax authority? If not, may I have a motion and second to adopt it?
Approval of adoption of the agenda.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Although we don't need a roll call because there's no remote. So all those in favor of adopting the agenda for the TA, for the tax agency, say aye. Any opposed? All right, and welcome Director Alessio. Now let's go to public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to make any comments that are not on the agenda? Oh, excellent. We even have Director Deasy, is it? Welcome. All righty. Any public comments? Any online comments? Okay, then you're out of luck. None. Next, chairperson and board members updates. Any updates? Right. Executive director? None. All right. That's good too. We are now to the consent. We have, I believe, 2 or 3 items. So I will entertain a motion to accept the consent item, even though there's 4.
Second, Alessio.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Oh, perfect. 1 abstention. Oh, and 2 abstains. All right. Okay, there aren't any regular items. Any future agenda items to place going forward? Hearing none, I will adjourn the meeting at 1:06 and proceed to our next meeting, which is the Napa Valley Transportation Authority Board of Directors. And I'm going to call that meeting to order at 1:06. We're basically okay with no remote participation, and we've already covered the roll call, I believe.
I can confirm attendance in addition to our PCC representative, Devereaux Smith, and we do have a quorum.
Okay, perfect. Next is adoption of the agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda? If none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Alessio and Eisenberg. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right. Now, is there any public comment? Anything that's not on the agenda, but worthy of note? Anything remotely? All right. Then we'll move on to the chairperson, board members, etc. updates. Nothing from me. Any board members? Any MTC comments? Any ABAG comments? All right. Hey. We are rolling. Executive director comments? None. Do we have Caltrans here?
We do. They wanted to provide a quick update.
They do.
We have Daniel Chang from Caltrans on Zoom.
All right.
Hello, this is Daniel from Caltrans. I think per the agenda is really short. We have 5 projects in PIDs. Garnet Creek and Garnet Branch got reprogrammed, or not reprogrammed, got listed back on for as potential projects to be programmed in the future. We have 6 projects that is in 0 phase, and 9 projects in 1 phase. And in construction, I think we did list the Vine Trail as to be completed end of this month. So nothing really much change from the previous month, but those are the changes that we have so far. That's about it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your report. Are there any questions from the board or even the public? All right, then we will continue moving. We're now on the consent calendar. Are there any requests to pull consent items?
9.5, please.
9.5. Okay. All right, we'll pull 9.5. Anything else? Then I'll entertain a motion to approve consent items 9.1 through 9.4. Moeller,
Second. McKee.
Robin McKee. McKee, yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and 1 abstention.
Yeah.
And that gets us to item 9.5, Planning Consultant Services Agreement for work associated with the countywide transportation plan update.
Before you start, I'll just, maybe I can point to the questions I have.
Sure, excellent.
Then you can do it a little brief. Because it seems to be a sort of an expedited process going on here, I wasn't entirely clear on why we're choosing this particular proposer, this applicant. Is it price, experience? Could you
We haven't
lay out a
chosen
little bit
one yet.
more? Pardon?
We haven't chosen the app. We have 3 proposals in. We haven't made the selection yet. This is asking for a not to exceed contract amount when we do make the selection. And really, this is related to the need to kick off the countywide transportation plan early in January to meet the time constraints to have this adopted by early 2026 in alignment with the regional transportation plan, Plan Bay Area. And we may or may not have a quorum for the board in January. That's really why we're trying to, we had a
Okay,
quorum
I guess I
today.
misunderstood I understood, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we indeed did choose one of there was some language in the staff report saying that we were not going to have a panel and that we're going to kind of move right past that.
No. We have a panel. It's made up of 2 NVTA staff and a City of Napa staff member to review the applications. And
Okay.
we are in process. We didn't have time to review those and have that completed before today for this board
Okay,
meeting.
I misunderstood that. I thought a selection had already occurred and I was kind of confused by that. Okay, thank
No.
you for that. And then
No.
that's the only issue I had. You don't have
Okay.
to go into much more detail than that.
Okay.
It is recognizing that because of the scheduling, we're trying to get a consultant on board. We will essentially rely on the panel's recommendation. We may ratify it at the next meeting or not. Technically, this is authorizing the executive director to execute it, but this is primarily to expedite it. If this was a couple of months prior, we would have done the normal routine. This is a little unusual only because of the transitions that are going on and the need to maintain a schedule. So,
So just to be clear, this body will not be approving a contract. That will be approved and
It's authorizing me to execute an agreement with the chosen consultant. We can certainly report out at our next meeting. I guess our concern was, Director Doring, is that we may not even have a quorum in February, depending on, there's a lot of moving parts among various councils and the Board of Supervisors. So that was our overriding concern, and we wanted to make sure that we had a consultant in place so that we could really in earnest start the process.
understood. I guess my concern was that this body will not really be able to vet. We're basically delegating that authority to somebody else to vet.
That's right.
look, trusting that these are experienced consultants, they can keep prices low, they have a good reputation, those kinds of things. With that in mind, I'll move approval of the item.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to proceed. Understanding it's a little out of the norm, but there are circumstances justifying it. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. We are now to regular agenda item. Oops. There is only one item, and that is election of the vice chair. Given that Director Chateau has taken a job that required her to resign her seat on the council in St. Helena as well as this body. The same committee that kind of vetted Director Chateau then kind of discussed it amongst ourselves, and we are now recommending her counterpart in effect, Mayor Paul Doring, to replace Anna Chateau for the remaining term, the rest of this year, to fill the spot. So,
I'll second that.
okay. It would be through.
It's a two-year
It's a
term.
two-year term.
And
I
Anna
think
would have
it-
finished one term, so I
Right.
mean, 1 year of the
Yeah.
two-year term.
So it'd be a year plus in terms of time. Okay, we have, well, I guess I made the motion apparently, and Director Moeller seconded to appoint Paul Doring. All those in favor say aye.
I,
Any
With-
opposed? Oh,
with gratitude, thank you.
Oh, with,
Thank you, Director.
I'm just surprised I
Doring.
passed the vetting process.
well,
After 14 years, I would hope. that you
After
would.
95 years serving on this board. Thank you.
well, before we finish this, I forgot, is there any public comment? Any last minute campaigns from other board members or people from the public? Okay, good. With that in mind, we'll do it again. We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of appointing Paul Doring, say aye.
Aye,
Any opposed? Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Uh,
We didn't give you a chance to say no.
Well, we'll just say that we thought he would be the best candidate and he agreed. So there. All right, that's the regular. Any future agenda items? All right, oh, yes.
I'll bring one up. I have heard through roundabout ways that not all of the bus stations have benches. And that in fact, St. Helena had people sitting on curbs waiting for the bus to come and no shade. So some of this goes back a few months, but could we get a report of the amenities at the different bus stops to make sure that it's kind of equal throughout the county and comfortable for, and hopefully attractive enough to grow ridership?
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Perfect, good suggestion. All right, if there are no other future agenda items, we are going to go into closed session at 1:16, which at this point in time is a record short meeting on my behalf. So I've gone from crazy to quick.